Hey, welcome to the 40 Finance channel, everybody. If you're a Palantir investor, then you likely saw the news late last week that Palantir stock is being added to the Nasdaq 100 index, aka the QQQ ETF. Now, the stock itself is expected to show up in the index at the close of trade on December 23rd. And it got me thinking personally, like how many shares is that? What is the level that Palantir will debut within the Nasdaq 100? And how many shares will Invesco and any other ETF that tracks the QQQ, how many shares are they going to be looking at to buy of Palantir? So that's what we're going to do today on this video. Simple math exercise, give you my best projection. And as always, we'll be using Seeking Alpha to grab some of our data points. And if you're interested in learning more about this platform that you see on your screen, my affiliate link is in the description, gets you a free trial, 7-day free trial on the front end, as well as a significant savings on your first year. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is kind of reverse engineer how the QQQ balances their fund. It's not an equal weight index. So shares, as you see at the top of the screen there, shares of Apple outweigh other holdings in this case. So to begin, I came over here to the Invesco website, QQQ Holdings page, downloaded this Excel sheet that has all of the current stocks and how many shares they own of each one. Now I moved this over to a Google Sheet so that I can display it better here on the screen. And you see the information that we have. We have how many shares they hold, and we have the market value of those shares. Now, obviously, each stock has its own price per share, so we wouldn't expect this to be in any sort of order as far as the shares per each ticker, but we can see the market value, the total market value of each holding. Also off to the side, we have this weight index, which is basically a percentage, right? All of these numbers in this column end up to be 99.9% of the fund. So we know the market value of each holding, and we know what percentage that plays. So if you take this whole market value column, you get $325 billion and some change. So the QQQ right here today, when I downloaded this file, has over $325 billion in stock holdings. 8% of that, if you look at Apple, 8% of that, or basically 9%, equals $28 billion. And then we can divide that number, basically the budget, so to speak, by the price per share of Palantir currently, and that gives us the actual number of shares that they might buy. But there's a big piece missing here. I don't know if you've thought of it, but we don't really know what order these stocks are in. Why is Apple number 1? Why is Netflix down here at number 11? So for me, I made the simple speculation that is based on market cap. And if we take the top 4, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Broadcom, and I had this little QQQ tracker in Seeking Alpha, the top 70% of stocks that are in the index. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The top 8 in market cap are broadly represented as the top 8 in here. There is some differences because they have, for example, 2 different kinds of Google stock, but generally speaking, market cap is playing a role in how many shares the QQQ is buying of the stocks that they hold. So we know that market cap at least plays some role in the positioning of Palantir when it gets added into the QQQ. And if we check their market cap today, it's $172.5 billion. So with this information, I need to try to identify the group of companies that are landing about $172 billion in market cap. The Invesco download does not give you market cap information. So I have to go back to my Seeking Alpha top 70% board. So scrolling down here, you have in the 170s, Qualcomm, Texas Instruments, Palantir. I put that Palantir in. That's how I made this portfolio. And Booking Holdings. Now we'll go back to the Invesco website. And let's see if we can find a couple of these names. And I see Intuit, Qualcomm, Booking Holdings, Texas Instruments, and Comcast here. So I will highlight those. Oof, that's bright. Let's try this. And within the green rows, we can check this weightings column. Weightings as in percentage of the portfolio. And 4 out of the 5 are right there at 1%. Comcast a little bit under. So I would say, based on this information, it's fair to assume that Palantir, with its market cap that is very similar to these green companies, is going to inherit about 1% of the QQQ index. All right, let's roll all this information into a very simple math problem. Total QQQ value, I mentioned earlier, it's $325 billion in change. You can see the full number there. 1% of that value would give you $3 billion in change to spend on Palantir shares. Palantir shares, when I made this video, came in at $74.60. So this number divided by this number equals 43 million shares of Palantir, which is what the QQQ would have to buy right at this second as I'm recording this video to make Palantir a 1% weighting in the QQQ. Now, as a bonus nugget, I went and checked out how many shares Palantir has on the open market, and they have 2.2, basically 2.3 billion shares outstanding. So if somebody came in and bought 43 million shares, that person, in this case, the QQQ, would own 1.9% of all the Palantir shares out there. All right, guys, so if my assumptions and calculations are correct, the QQQ will buy approximately 43 million shares of Palantir somewhere on December 23rd. Now, at the end of the day on the 23rd, we'll be able to go back to that QQQ Holdings Invesco website, download the new Excel file. I don't know if it comes out right at 4 o'clock or maybe it comes out at 7 or 8. I don't know, but a new one is posted every day. And we'll check to see how close these predictions were if they did indeed buy 43 million shares of Palantir stock. Hey, before you go, don't forget to check out that Seeking Alpha special offer in the description. Potentially support my channel as well. I definitely appreciate it. I hope everybody is doing well. We'll see you on the next video.